had been reading a lot of Arabic literature with the Thousand One Nights, and it was unfair. And we, having living in Jackson Heights, we paid too much attention to the Middle East, so I wanted to read some Shakespeare. Anyways, chapter 20. In Shakespeare's plays, two young men often chafe and complain at being kept rustically at home. Basically, this is about when Shakespeare goes to London. So here in one of the plays, he's rustically kept at home. They wish to speed away and be free on the wind of their instinct and ambition. Goethe once wrote that, quote, "In stillness, talent forms itself, but character is created in the great current of the world." We go back to that Goethe, Goethe, once wrote that, "In stillness, talent forms itself, but character is created in the great current of the world." Very wise quote. The case of William Shakespeare, however, is singular in more than one sense. None of his contemporaries made their departures from wives or children. It was, in fact, almost unprecedented for a young man to leave behind his young family. It was unusual even in aristocratic households. It suggests, at the very least, strong determination and single-mindedness on Shakespeare's part. He had to leave. He has a young wife and children, right? I don't know how many at this point, at least one child. He was a very practical person, so it seems unlikely that he abandoned his family in some indeterminate or undetermined way. It is also improbable that he decided to seek his fortune in London on the basis of some irrational impulse. Some have suggested he was fleeing from a bad or forced marriage. There is no evidence for this. Nevertheless, he can hardly have been part of a completely successful or happy marriage for the very good reason that he would not then have considered leaving it. What contented husband would have left his wife and children for an unknown future in an unknown city? It is the merest common sense, then, to imagine him, in some respects, restless or dissatisfied. Some force greater than familiar love drove him onward. He left with a plan and a purpose. He may conceivably have been accepting an invitation from a group of players being actors, and the prospects of making money as a player were greater than those currently available for a provincial lawyer's clerk. They think he may have been a clerk for a lawyer. He used legal terms in his plays. It was soon commonly reported of players that some, quote, "have gone to London very meanly and have come in time to be exceedingly wealthy," unquote. If the best means of supporting his young family were to be found in London, then to London he must go. In the lives, he may have made more money, right? In the lives of great men and women, however, there is a pattern of destiny. Time and place seem in some strange way to shape themselves around them as they move forward. You have to be in the right place at the right time. Right? There would be no Shakespeare without London. Some oblique, you can't have one without the other, right? Some oblique or inward recognition of that fact spurred his determination. In his observations on translating Shakespeare, Boris Paternak, look at this, I think Boris Paternak wrote that at this time, Shakespeare was, quote, led by a definite star which he trusted absolutely. He had a star. Do you think every person has a star? What book said that each person has its own star? Is it Arabian Nights or somewhere else? We had read that each person has his own star. That's another way of putting it. James Joyce noted that banishment from the heart, banishment from home, is a dominant motive in Shakespeare's drama. Perception may better fit Joyce's own excellent status, but it has an authentic note. Shakespeare's star may have led him from home, but it would still be natural to go back at what had been lost. Joyce could only write about Dublin after he had left it. Did Shakespeare have a similar relation to the fields and forest of Arden? I was reading from chapter 20, page 107 of Peter Ackroyd, Shakespeare, the biography. Those who do not learn from others' history are doomed to repeat the same mistakes. If I don't learn from Shakespeare, what hope is there for me? It's a Doubleday book. Peter Ackroyd, born 1949. Copyright, published Great Britain, 2005. This book is copyrighted 2005. Any pictures? Here's a picture of Shakespeare. When Shakespeare first came to London. Goodness, I don't see any pictures. That's the Peter, the writer of the biography. I was reading from Shakespeare and he goes to London. Somehow he probably left his wife and kids behind in whatever town. Stratford, I don't know. He's going to make some money, probably.